Oh my, hold on, people. This is going to be interesting. All over the internet, it's blowing up that Pope Francis gave communion, Holy Communion, to Nancy Pelosi herself. The gall of her to go to the Pope behind the church's back. Now, this wouldn't be so bad. Let me rephrase. It would be bad if he gave her communion, but what makes this so bad if it's true is that Archbishop Corleone excommunicated Nancy Pelosi on May 20th, just a couple of months ago, and said she is barred and banned from receiving communion, and she cannot receive communion. And then she goes to the Vatican and receives it from the Pope. Now, if this is true, then that would be a huge scandal. And people are already asking the question, why would the Pope give her communion? And why does the bishop say one thing and the Pope say another? Why can't they agree? So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video right after this. Welcome to Catholic Truth. My name is Bryan Mercier, president of Catholic Truth, and this is your place to get answers, where anyone from anywhere at any time can come here to know exactly what the Catholic Church teaches and why. And if you haven't yet checked out our website at thecatholictruth.org, many people are ordering our t-shirts. This one is not ours, but check out our merchandise and see if anything fits you so you can be a walking billboard. So did Pope Francis actually give Nancy Pelosi communion? Did that happen? And if so, was he disagreeing with Archbishop Corleone in California, who said that she can't go to communion? Listen to what he says. After numerous attempts to speak with her to help her understand the grave evil she is perpetrating, the scandal she is causing, and the danger to her own soul she is risking, I have determined that point has come in which I must declare that she is not admitted to Holy Communion unless and until she publicly repudiates her support of abortion rights, so-called, and confesses and receives absolution for her cooperation in this evil in the sacrament of penance. And of course, he went on to quote canon law, which says that someone who is persisting in a grave sin, which is of grave matter, they can be barred from Holy Communion, and this is in effect excommunication. She can't ever receive Holy Communion again without destroying her soul unless she goes to confession first. And he might have even alluded to Canon Law 1398, where someone can be automatically excommunicated. They excommunicate themselves just by having an abortion, participating in an abortion, or aiding and abetting an abortion and helping people to get them, which is exactly what she's doing. So perhaps she already excommunicated herself, but this was a formal excommunication, and so she cannot, in good conscience, without disobedience to God himself, receive Holy Communion. So the gall for her to go on vacation to Italy and have the gall to receive communion at the Vatican after she knows she cannot, well, that's a very big problem. And did Pope Francis give her this communion? That would be an even graver problem. Thankfully, though, it's not true. Pope Francis did not give her communion. In fact, she received it from a regular priest. And the priest had a long line of people. And if anyone going into communion knows that the priest has people in front of him. So this is the person he's receiving. Then the next person comes. And you hardly even get a look at the person. So most likely, the person didn't even know it was Nancy Pelosi. The priest probably didn't even know who he was giving communion to. So the fault is not of the Pope. The fault is not of the priest. The fault is on Nancy Pelosi alone herself, who is eating and drinking her way to damnation. Listen to what Paul himself says in 1 Corinthians 11:24-27. These are hard words. Listen to this. Therefore, whoever eats this bread or drinks the cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. So let a man examine himself, and let him eat of the body and drink the cup of the Lord. For he who eats and drinks in an unworthy manner eats and drinks damnation to to himself for not discerning the body of the Lord. The Bible is saying that if you receive the body and blood of the Lord, the holiest of Holy Communion, in an unworthy manner, and one of the unworthiest manners is being excommunicated and being barred from it, and then doing it in complete and total disobedience, you are eating and drinking judgment and damnation upon your own soul. Now that's scary. Now notice Archbishop Cordileone did this for her soul because he was scared for her soul. She's risking her soul by promoting things that aren't true, by teaching things that aren't true, by encouraging things that aren't true, and telling others to do so. She claims to be a good Catholic. She claims to be faithful, and yet she's going against the church's teachings. You can't do that. That's like saying, I follow God, but I'm not going to follow this law, this law, this law, or those 3 commandments. But I'm a good Catholic, or I'm a good Jew, or I'm a good Christian, and I follow God. No, you're not a good Christian if you don't follow the commandments that God laid out. And this one is really simple. It's commandment number 5, don't murder. So the Pope did not give her communion, and you can spread this around to tell other people that he did not. And in fact, in 2021, the question of abortion with politicians or people who don't live their faith came up. And Pope said that the Eucharist is for those who are in communion with the church. And those who go against abortion or promote abortion are not in union with the church. He said that himself. So Nancy Pelosi would not be in union with the church, and Nancy Pelosi therefore would not be in union with the church and would not be able to receive communion. Jesus himself says in John 10:16 that he who listens to you, the leaders of the church, listens to me, and he who rejects you rejects me and the one who sent me. So Nancy Pelosi can think she's a good Catholic as much as she wants to, but she is rejecting God, she's spitting in his face, and she is walking the road to hell. Now, I don't like to be dramatic, but that's the reality, and we must pray for her soul. We must love her. We must not give up praying for her. We must not hate her. We must not, think of her as the enemy, even though she has chosen the side of the enemy. We must pray for her soul. And Archbishop Cordileone did what is right by excommunicating her for her own soul's sake. Now, she went on to say that the whole thing is a smokescreen and that they don't really care about abortion. It's that they're against contraception and LGBT, in vitro fertilization, and other things. And therefore, the abortion topic is just a smokescreen for the whole host of problems that they have that the Catholic Church needs to change. So here we go with Nancy Pelosi, who knows more than 2,000 years of church teaching, history, tradition, saints, mystics, and martyrs, knows more apparently than God himself, who started the church. And this one woman whose pride is so high, just like the devil's was before he fell, that she thinks she knows more than Holy Mother Church that Christ gave us. That is a scary place to be, an extremely frightening place to be, where you think you see, but you are blind as a bat. That's exactly how Jesus described the Pharisees in Matthew 23 and other passages, where he said, you think you see, and therefore your sin remains, and he condemned them to hell. The reason why the Catholic Church condemns contraception, in vitro fertilization, and other things is because they're wrong. And she tries to justify it because she says, look at Matthew 25, where Jesus said, feed the sick and clothe the naked, and then visit those in prison. And she said, this is the gospel that the Catholic Church tells us to live. And the Catholic Church allows family planning. So if the Catholic Church allows family planning, then all of these pro-life politicians and bishops like Cordileone, they need to get their act together and follow their own church, because the church allows for natural family planning. Is this the height of absolute insanity, absolute delusion? Yeah, the Catholic Church allows for natural family planning while condemning contraception as an intrinsic evil, meaning there is no possible reason you could ever have contraception or use contraception because it's an intrinsic evil. And yet she's trying to conflate the two things. Oh, abortion and contraception, that's family planning. No, that is not what the Catholic Church says family planning is. You are either purposely and ignorantly naive, or you are purposely and ignorantly disobedient and twisting the truth of the Catholic Church to your own demise. So I want to thank Archbishop Corleone for excommunicating her for the sake of her soul. I want to thank him for standing up for truth. I want to thank him for trying to clear up some of the confusion. There are far too many outspoken Catholics who think they know more than the church, who think they know more than the saints, who think they know more than 2,000 years of popes, saints, mystics, martyrs, and theologians. They know everything, except when you have that kind of attitude, you know nothing. The church and the church alone was given by Jesus. Us individuals are not the church. We don't make the decisions. We don't have the final authority. There is a lot of confusion in the church because too many people aren't following Christ and they're not following his church. They are not following proper authority according to Luke 10:16. So we must pray for these people and thank people like Archbishop Corleone for speaking out and saying what the truth is, despite whether people agree with it or not. And we would just say that we here at Catholic Truth have started this organization to do the exact same thing, to preach and teach the truth of Jesus Christ and the Catholic faith, whether it's convenient, whether people agree with it or not, or whether they want to go their own way or not. This is the teaching of the Catholic Church, not our own personal teachings. And so if you love what we do, please do us a favor and share this video with others. Please get the word out there. Like it, comment, all the rest. Commenting, liking, all of these things help videos to become more popular. And most of all, please, this is not going to be monetized for a whole host of reasons. So if you love what we do, please consider being a patron and a supporter of our ministry. Please consider giving $10 a month, $25, $50, $100. And thank you to all the people that continually do. We are fast growing and we need as many people as possible to support us so we can keep making videos, we can keep doing retreats, we can keep preaching the gospel around the world. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate. I'm the video editor here at Catholic Truth, and I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for taking some time to watch our videos and learn more about your faith. You guys really make this channel possible, and we truly appreciate you being here. So thanks again, and God bless.